So what's next for foreign direct investment in China amid a post-pandemic recovery? Let's bring in Anthony Chan for more. He's former chief economist at JPMorgan Chase. Anthony, thanks so much for joining us. How has the COVID outbreak affected foreign investment in China?
Ironically, what we see is that more companies from around the world have a greater interest in investing in China. One of the reasons is that, of course, China was able to manage the virus so quickly, and in fact, its manufacturing sector turned out to be quite resilient, so making it quite attractive. And the fascinating part about this is that when you look at some private sector surveys, they find that even the U.S. companies that are in China are continuing to remain engaged and excited, and even contemplating expanding their footprint in China over the next 12 to 18 months, which I think is fascinating.
Has this interest in China, this increase in foreign direct investment, has it had an impact on the supply chain? Has it led to things like upgrades, greater efficiency? Simply, has the supply changed at all as a result of this demand?
We are, in fact, seeing that companies believe that it is going to, in fact, increase productivity, increase the efficiency for these companies. And even though you are seeing some companies also opening up operations in other countries around China, there's still a lot of excitement in China. And that's one of the reasons why foreign direct investment, certainly in the first 11 months of 2020, are up 6.3%. And you compare that to foreign direct investment from China, say, into the United States, which has been much weaker. So it's been a pretty successful story for China so far.
Foreign investors, what is their impression of China's market access rules, and what are some of their biggest ongoing concerns?
Well, right now, there's always concerns because of the tensions between the United States and China. But at the moment, they are receiving signals from the Chinese government that they're being welcomed with open arms, and that, in fact, it's going to be much more open. Financial sector, many of the banks, investment houses are being allowed to increase their exposure to China, and in some cases without even joint ventureship. So it's greatly welcome news for a lot of companies as China seems to be embracing foreign companies, and foreign companies are certainly taking their cues from the Chinese government and are very excited and embracing the opportunity.
Is there a difference in tone? Do you think the tone is changing with the departure of Donald Trump and the arrival as president of Joe Biden and his administration?
I think there's no question. I think that if you look back at the history and the performance of Joe Biden and when he worked in the prior administration, the tone is one of compromise. It's not to say that there's going to be unlimited concessions, but compromise. And I think that that's what all countries want. They basically want a level playing field. They want the opportunity to negotiate in a fair manner. And I think that Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden, once he becomes president in about a week, will bring that to the table. And I think that that will be a big positive for both China and the United States. It's not to say that it's going to be super easy sledding, but there's no doubt that both countries are viewing this as an opportunity.
Joe Biden announced that his U.S. trade representative will be Katherine Tai. She, of course, is the first Asian American to hold that post if she gets it, and she's a fluent Mandarin speaker. How might that impact U.S. investment in China under her guardianship, if you will?
I think that it certainly will open doors. I think that there'll be a better understanding, perhaps a better level of respect between both countries moving forward. The fact that she's an Asian American is exciting. I always get excited. I'm an Asian American. My father was born in Guangzhou and raised there. So it's very exciting for me to see these things happening. And I think it will be a big positive for both China and the United States.
And what about outbound? We saw that recent deal with the European Union. What's the outlook for China's investment abroad in 2021?
Well, I think that there's still opportunities out there. Obviously, there are going to be some negotiations. The pandemic certainly ruffled a couple of feathers around the world, but I have great faith that countries around the world will realize that China, being the second largest economy and very soon will be the largest economy in the world, will be a situation where no country in the world is not going to be able to survive or succeed without having a strong trading relationship with China. And I expect that Europe will also follow that pattern.